Hi there, Brett here. Welcome back to Tabletop Sagas. And today I am continuing on with my big flash of colour and palette cleanser. And we're going to jump back into something that has been one of the most popular things that I've put on the channel, which is Test of Honor 28mm Samurai. Specifically this time we're looking at my expansion for my Takeda. So, hey, without any further ado, let's switch over to the table and dive right in. Well, here they are, my Takeda expansion in all of its glory. So we've got 12 miniatures here. I've decided to focus on expanding out the ashigaru and the peasant section of the force. And I have added in some new miniature ranges. If you are familiar with samurai miniatures, you may already be able to guess what these three are. So we've got these, the command from Now Games, and the other 9 are, drumroll please, these are Perry miniatures, the infamous Perrys, and their amazing samurai range. So these are their ashigaru with spears, I want to say marching or charging, and then you've got their ashigaru bowmen and their ashigaru musketmen marching as well, I believe. Certainly not firing, that's for sure. So let's have a look at each one of these in turn in a little bit more detail. And here we have my ashigaru standard bearer. This is from Now Games. And as you can see, I've painted it up in the typical style that I've done with the just bright red and the black. For these, I really am trying to keep this to be more of almost movie style in the everybody is wearing the same colour. It just makes, particularly for skirmish games, I find it easier to keep track of whose miniatures are whose. One thing is that I haven't done the banners symbols on them yet, the Takeda. The reason for that is because I, while painting these up, didn't have them, and I have finally just today received them in the post. So I've got here from Warlord Games, we've got some Takeda transfers. So I've got some white ones and I've got some black ones. I'm not 100% sure which one I'm going to go with. I think probably the black, but that still needs to be done. But I also need to go and do that all on the Sashimono back banners as well for all of my old models. So I'm just going to do all that in one go, and you'll see that once those are all done. So here, really quick and simple paint job for these. It was just a red contrast paint. Then I did a thinned down black wash just to really get it into all the cracks and the crevices. And then I came in and did a highlight up again. I have also as well, think I finally figured out the skin tones, how to get them looking really nice and good, sort of deep contrast in the creases, but also highlighted on the edge, which is basically I'm using a dark oath flesh tone, I think it's called, from Citadel Miniatures, a contrast paint, and then do a dry brush of a pale flesh, and then I come in with another round of dark oath flesh. All of that done over a white base coat. So it just really helps bring down those darks and give them that nice dark brown colouring, while also as well at the same time improving the level of highlights on them. But like one of the problems that I've had is that it's been really stark when I've done it in the past, and these models I'm finding that shift from highlights to the shadows really, really nice, and I'm really happy with how they came out. So this is definitely how I will be doing these in the future. And here we've got another Now Games model. This is going to be one of the sergeants. Now, you do get a sergeant in the starter warband, so I already effectively have a model for this, but, you know, it's nice to round out the collection and add in an extra one. I can always sub him in if needs be. You will notice that these bases as well, I did go on just Amazon, get some cheap 25mm bases with lips on them. The main reason for that, I did decide to rebase my entire Test of Honor set or collection because I wanted to get them magnetized. Reason for that is I have actually been playing this game quite a little bit. Me and some friends are enjoying this as a nice, almost like sorbet, you know, between big games or between when we're running RPGs and things like that. This is a nice little palette cleanser for off weeks. So yeah, so I've actually been playing quite a bit of this, and it has taken me a good while to get these painted, far longer than I should have, and I have unfortunately been playing with bare metal. And then finally, to round these out, Here is the musician from Great for Now Games as well. Again, painted up in the exact same way. Really nice, really solid, punchy red. You see, we've still got that Sashimono banner that I need to get sorted. And then we've got the shell horn that they've got, which is really nice. And I've used a nice purple fading into a really, really light purple white, which I think has came out really nice and was really quick to do as well. And then moving on to the real show for these. So not that long ago, I was at Battleground up in Teesside, and there was a company there, David Thomas, I believe is the name of the company, who sell an absolute massive range of the Perry miniatures, and they take them every year. And every year I look at their stand, and I finally decided, you know what, this year, like I said, we've been playing a lot of Test of Honor. Let's pull the plug and pick up some of the Perry's metals. And honestly, the Perrys have really they've got great models. Like, I've known them since obviously the 2000s. They did all of the Lord of the Rings range, and I really got into that as a kid. But, you know, they have continued to improve with age. And even these models, which I'm aware are relatively old almost now, but still great models. Although, problem there I am spotting on the camera is that, as is always the case with metals, sometimes they just randomly decide to chip. I'll have to fix that up. Nothing really much you can do about that. Yes, we've got the Ashigaru Spearmen, a set of 3 of them, which works really nice to fill out another unit. I've then got some 3 musketmen to expand those out. I would probably like to get another couple of these to actually have a second full unit of 3 men. And then we also have our bowmen, the exact same thing. Really happy with them, really like them. But I do think I want to get another 2 bowmen to expand out the force, so I can have 3, 3, and then, well, 6. So 6 archers, 6 muskets, 6 Ashigaru Spearmen, possibly go up to 9 Ashigaru Spearmen, but certainly that'll be the most for filling out this set. So with all these Ashigaru done, the question really is, where does this force go from here? So I've now got 6 Ashigaru Spearmen, I've got 4 Musketmen, 4 Archers, a full Ashigaru Command, and I've got 2 Samurai, and also 5 Onobu Geisha as well. So for the Takeda, honestly, there's not really an awful lot more that I need for them. Now, I would probably like to get 2 or 3 cavalry guys, I think. I think that could be quite nice. And then I do know that Great for Now Games do a Takeda Court set of miniatures. So I think maybe I want to pick them up. I think they could be quite fun. But really, to be perfectly honest, at this stage, you know, I've got 24-ish, you know, around about 24 models. That's really all you need for this, for any combination of Takeda that I could want to run. Now I'm just going to start to think about, do I want to bring in, you know, some wandering samurai, some monks, some just peasants and things like that? That's really where I want to be going. But of course, before I get to that, if you have seen probably, I think, the most popular video on my channel so far is the Uesugi painting video. And that really is going to be my next set. So I actually want to do this again, but for the Uesugi. Now, if you do want to see that, do feel free. Let me know what you'd like me to do. Would you like me to do another painting video for those? Would you like me to do another showcase video like this? I'm all ears. But yeah, I think that at this point, I've got the Takeda in a really nice place. And honestly, I can't really think where to go from there. Well, there you go. What do you think of these? I'm biased, but I personally think that they look pretty good. I'm really happy with them and how they look for the amount of time they've taken, you know, contrast paints and washes, particularly thinned down washes so they just go into the creases. Absolutely amazing, and really does work really nicely. So they're well within tabletop standards. I'd say tabletop plus is how I'd call them, and they're good to go and for me and my friends to play some games and enjoy them. Yeah, what do you think? How would you expand this force? This is, I think, the main chunk of Takeda out the way, but if there's anything obvious that I'm missing, do let me know that as well. As always, if you do want to see more of this content as well, I know it's something all YouTubers say, but it really does help the channel. Consider hitting that subscribe button down there. It costs you nothing, and it does help out massively. So yeah, thank you very much today. So yeah, thank you very much for your time today. I've been Brett here at Tabletop Sagas, and I'll see you in the next video.